The journey of caring for a loved one who is living with dementia can be quite challenging. The aim of this podcast is to make caregiving less daunting and more fulfilling. On this platform, we share knowledge, understanding, and experiences. We enlighten, give hope, and encourage, and in the process, create positive awareness about different aspects of dementia. Welcome to my podcast, Dementia Caregivers Corner. My name is Juliah. Dementia Care, how deep is your love?
The holidays are supposed to be a season of joy, but caregivers often feel like it's just one more heavy mile in an already endless marathon, while others are caught up in the sparkle of traditions. You may be juggling exhaustion, guilt, family pressures, and constant care of your loved one. Instead of rest and celebrations, the season can become a reminder of how much you are carrying. For those caring for someone with dementia, that load is often even heavier. Research shows that they face some of the highest levels of stress and burnout among all caregivers. In today's episode, we're talking about the holiday survival guide for caregivers. And I'm joined by Dr. Wolfgang Spangernberger. Please, I'm not sure whether I pronounced your name correctly. Please pardon me if I did not. Yes, Dr. Wolfgang has spent decades helping people navigate life's toughest challenges, drawing on his extensive experience as a chief of surgery for more than 20 years and as a mediator in both healthcare and family matters. He's also the author of The Unexpected Marathon, Challenges for Your Heart, and the famous The Holiday Survival Guide for Caregivers. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome in today's episode Dr. Wolfgang to Dementia Caregivers Corner Podcast.
Hello. Yeah. Here's a guy with a difficult name.
I tried.
Yeah. No, you tried very well. I apologize for my parents if they give me such a difficult name.
Yes. No, welcome. Long-term caregiving is already emotionally draining and incredibly challenging. But the holidays seem to magnify everything. Why is that?
It's like a magnifying glass, yeah, because everything is coming together again, yeah. So just consider how often you are with your whole family, yeah. Very often we live always with a part of the family, and suddenly during the holidays they're all coming together, and with this togetherness comes a lot of problems and a lot of conflicts can surface, yeah, which otherwise are nice and quiet. I think, I say always, we hope for the holidays that the nice snowflakes will cover everything. But the truth is that it's not the truth. Yeah, it's always going the other way. It's more showing up what kind of problems are in a family. And caregiving can be just one part of it. And then it builds everything up.
Oh, yeah. I'm reminded of this lady. I supported her mom. The mom lived with dementia. But this time of the year, when she's supposed to go away for a break, because the partner would insist that she takes time away, she struggled. She would go abroad, but she would keep on calling to find out how the mom is doing, just to step out of the caregiving role. It was difficult for her. So I want to know, for someone like her, how can they learn to let go and trust that maybe their loved ones is safe? And how can they to let go and enjoy the holidays?
Yeah, like you said, it's like a learning process, yeah? I call it self-care. We have to learn to practice self-care. And very often the term is a little bit misunderstanding. In my opinion, self-care means not me first. It means me too.
Oh.
Okay. So, and that will be the difference to be selfish, for example. Yeah. When you're selfish, then you have an egoistic behavior and you just do what's good for you. In self-care, in our circumstances here, in the context of caregiving, it means you are in a big dilemma. There are your needs, and you want to meet them, and there are the needs of the sufferer, and they need to be met. So self-care has something to do with make a plan, organize it, hand it over to someone else, learn, delegate. Yeah, that's very difficult for many people. Yeah, so there's a little perfectionist in us. Yeah, so we are losing control over the situation. But the earth is still turning the same speed. Yeah, nothing will happen really. So yes, we need to develop this trust in, for example, professionals. If that is the case, I don't know. Yeah, what was the case in your example? Yeah?
Yes.
But that they will take care. Yeah, if it's a nursing home, if it's a hospital, whatever it is. So yes, we have to let go. Yeah, and to trust this other organization, this other people for this period of time. And you're not selfish because you look after yourself. It's an essential part of caregiving. Because when you are not doing well, the sufferer is not doing well as well. I compare it always like you cannot drink an empty cup.
Yeah.
A battery is empty at some point. You need to recharge it so that it runs fully again. Yeah. So self-care is reloading your battery, drinking out of a full cup of tea, and then the sufferer is doing much better. So even maybe with that picture, yes, you have this feeling that you are allowed to do that, yeah, to do self-care. And even self-care can be little things. Very often I asking the people, when you have had your last haircut? When did you go the last time to a movie? When did you phone up or connected with your friends? Yeah, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a 2-week holiday. Yeah, no, it can be a short period of time, and that you are with your thoughts, with your emotions, just in a different place.
I think the one that we mentioned is when we said it's not about being selfish. It's for you to remember that it's about me too. Me too.
Correct.
In addition to caring for my parent or my loved one, me too. I have to care for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels different when you put it like that. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's more like, profound for me. Me too.
Yeah, in self-care, it is very often, or that is why I make it so clear, very often the basic of self-care. So let's say brushing your teeth, yeah, having a sleep, getting something to eat. That's normally easily accepted from your surrounding. But when you go beyond that, yeah, that you have to go on a different level, that you say, oh, I just need 2 hours for myself. I just want to go in a concert and then I will be fine afterwards. Then you suddenly possibly confronted with criticism.
And guilt.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is no reason to feel guilty or anything like that. No.
I love that. Thank you. I think 3 or 4 episodes ago, I was talking to Dr. Ethel Lord. She's in the US. She produced a white paper where she was talking about the effects of long-term care. And one of the points that she talked about was the ratio of the residents and staff, which is thin and makes the caregivers not to be able. Firstly, caregivers are overworked because they are less and they're emotionally drained, and they struggle to provide like the level of attention that they wish they could. And then I saw your book in there. You said long-term caregiving. You described it as the unexpected marathon.
Correct.
We want to know what inspired that metaphor and how it changed the way caregivers think about endurance and rest.
How I came to this picture was because of private reasons. Yeah. So my parents both have had a mild form of dementia. It was not completely blown up. Yeah. It was a mild form. And very long, my parents lived together and they could manage. Yeah. They could manage. They helped each other. And then my mother died. And then the dementia of my father was like demasked. Suddenly, he could not live anymore by himself. He was not able to live independently. So we needed to take him to our house. So we knew that this would happen at some point. No question about it. But still, when it happens, it's unexpected. Nobody sends you an email or anything. This will happen in 1 week, yeah, and you can prepare yourself, yeah? So, no, it happens suddenly. And you maybe get a phone call from a doctor, from a neighbor, and say, oh, that can't go on like that, yeah? You have to take care here. And suddenly you're in that, okay? And yeah, I have no plan, yeah. I didn't expect that. Yes, so that is unexpected. And a marathon is when you do a lot of sports, you know that it's demanding physically and mentally. And that is exactly what long-term care is, yeah? The conditions are changing all the time. You're not in a laboratory or you're not in a stadium, yeah? You're out there in the country, you're out there in the city, yeah? Like I said, the conditions changing all the time. You have to pace yourself. Otherwise, you drop out of the marathon after a very short period of time. And that's the same with long-term care, yeah? You have to pace that caring. Otherwise, you can't go on for that. You are in this marathon and you have no clue where you are. So where's the finish line? No clue, yeah? So you have to prepare yourself for years, yeah? For a long distance to go. And then comes it very similar to what a runner is doing to a marathon. You have to find your strategy during running. You cannot stop and say, oh, I go to the university or I go to wherever, yeah? And I learned that now for 6 years, yeah? And then I will take care of my whatever, father, mother, or something. No, that will not work. You are caregiving and you have to learn during you're doing it in that time.
Yeah.
So you have to develop a race strategy to stay with my father during running, during caring.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm reminded of one lady that I talked to here. She's in the UK. Her mom was diagnosed with dementia some years ago, and she was given a prognosis of 3 years. The lady, as the only daughter, then decided to leave employment to care for her mom full time. And as I was talking to you, they were on my podcast last month, both of them. And I'm talking about 19 years later, the mom is still alive. You know, when it comes to preparations, when you're talking about preparing for that marathon, you need, because she thought, okay, I'm going to spend 3 years with my mom. That's the prognosis that she was given. And from there, I'll go back to my life. She hasn't gone back to her life.
No.
The finances are not adding up. And
long-term giving will be your life. It will be a part of your life.
So when you're talking about their endurance and rest, I think that's what's leading me to the next question, where we hear about caregivers sometimes collapsing from exhaustion. You know, they find themselves at ER or A&E, as we call it here in the UK. So obviously it's a reminder that it can sneak up on you unaware. So in your book, again, I think you talked about something to do with resetting expectations before burnout resets you. I want to know, what are those early signs, Dr. Wolfgang, that a caregiver is nearing burnout? 1, and 2, what's the first step towards restoring their balance?
Yeah. Okay, I have to sort that a little bit. Okay, so there were different terms now. Let's start with burnout. But just to be honest, when you have a full-blown burnout, then it's time to go to a doctor. So burnout has not one symptom, one sign. Yeah, It's a conglomeration of different things, and it's a little bit different from person to person. But they are very common that you feel no energy, you feel tired, you feel never rested, even if you have 8 hours sleep. Yeah, you still have very heavy legs. Yeah, you can't come out of the bed. You can't switch off in the evening. Your mind is running like in a carousel. It just go on and on. There's like a movie running all the time in your head. Yeah, so you will never be finished. You have maybe difficulties to concentrate or to finish things. You can observe that. You never bring it to an end. You have no interest anymore in anything like politics or whatever it is. Yeah, so you feel irritated. you're short-tempered. So, whoa, yeah, you go up with the smallest comment. Yeah, you're under the roof. Yeah, so you're eating for food. You're not enjoying it anymore. You just eat because you have to eat, but you're not enjoying the meal anymore. Oh, and on the other side, there are people who just have no appetite anymore at all. They just don't eat. Yeah, you can't look at them and you see how their weight is just disappearing. You maybe drink more than usual, alcohol, caffeine, whatever it is. Yeah, you can observe things like that, or even simple things are always a big effort for you suddenly. Everything, oh no, I can't be bothered. So no hobbies, no friends. Like I said, when was the last time with a haircut? When did you meet the last time with your friends? You went maybe, not to a big party, but maybe just for coffee. Yeah, just think about it. It's like a social withdrawal. Yeah, you are not living in the society anymore. You're just an island surrounded by nothing at the end. Yeah. So yeah, this can all be very signs of a burnout.
How do we balance that? How do we bring ourselves to say, okay, let me come back to myself? Because it seems like the way I say it, we ignore those signs as individual signs. I would feel this way and just ignore it. And another sign or symptom will kick in and I'll still ignore it. How do I then prep myself and say, Juliah, sit down. You may be going through a burnout.
So one is self-care. Yeah, we spoke about that already.
Me too.
Me too, yeah. That is one step. But there are two other big issues maybe, which I just want to touch now, yeah. One is you spoke about it already, about expectation. Maybe we have to think about the expectations we are torn in, because it's not only our own expectation. That's maybe easy, yeah, we know we expect this, but our surrounding has expectation at us, family members, society, whatever it is, yeah, church maybe, yeah, so, and then what is getting worse is social media, movies are creating expectations. Everything looks so effortless, yeah, and you are struggling? What's wrong there with you? Okay. So you put yourself under pressure suddenly. So you have really to ask yourself, wait a moment. Which of these expectations are really valuable? Which are really belonging to that situation? Yeah. Or is it just because we are, like standing in the rain and we get wet and we get all this expectation on us. Yeah. And we don't have an umbrella. And a very important umbrella could be, we have to learn to set boundaries. Maybe to learn that we can say no. Okay. So some people have really trouble with that, just to say no. And they think, oh, when I say no, nobody will like me. Nobody will love me. No, will be not the case. You will be surprised. Yeah. When you do it adequately and when you explain that, they have a good understanding for that. You don't want to have a phone call every hour during the day. You say, no, I'm answering my phones between whatever, 2 and 4. Yeah, so that's fine. I can do it. I can do very well with that. Yeah, so communicate your boundaries. When you say no, doesn't mean I will never do that, but I will possibly do it to a special condition or under special conditions. Yeah.
Yes.
Conditions which fit me.
Yes. Boundaries, challenging. I know one of those, I don't even know what is boundaries, where I know when you send me a message, I don't want to open the message if I know that I'm not going to respond to it. So I'll see your message and open it the following days, knowing that I'll have full attention, not just to open and like, I'll come back to it. Because I know if I said I'll come back to it, I might forget because I'll be busy at that particular time, you see.
Yeah.
Yes, but boundaries are challenging. I think you've got something in your book that has to do with setting out boundaries. Do you have any tools that you want to share with our listeners on how to go about it, like gentle boundaries, tools that we can rely on? Because it seems like it's difficult to set boundaries.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. It's easily said. So maybe we should consider that boundaries are not accusations. Yeah. So when we communicate our boundaries, maybe tell first how you feel about the situation. And then you say in a calm way, with a calm voice, and maybe with gentle wording, what your suggestion is. What is your solution? That way you give the other side the possibility to react. You can say, I accept that, or for whatever reason, we have to discuss that, which is fine. But at least that is on the table and we can deal with it. Yeah, so I think the most important thing is no accusation, no order. You have to, yeah? No, just, I feel overwhelmed. Yeah, I'm tired, whatever it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, because I'm tired, because I'm overwhelmed, I would have that, whatever it is, this kind of solution.
Yeah.
When you say that in a gentle way, with a gentle language.
Mm-hmm. When I was skimming through your book, you said something like, caregiving isn't about perfection, it's about presence. What do you mean by that? Especially during this time of holidays,
Of the year,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's specific. So thinking about people who wants to make everything perfect, yeah, now, and that the whole flat is fine, the house is fine, but we know it will not happen. I'm sorry. Mishaps will happen. Yeah. So maybe the turkey is tough, the tree is tilted, yeah, the lights are tangled, whatever it is. At first, just laugh about it. Take it with humor. And the second is for the sufferer, that's very unimportant. It's like with a little child. Little child doesn't want to have big presents. What they want is time with the parents. And the sufferer wants time with the family. So I call it the togetherness. That is the important thing. To find time, spend time together, and live some hours, some days in that group, in that family group. How that is, and like I said, yeah, if the lights are tangled or the food is cold, whatever it is, yeah, doesn't matter. No, it will be a family anecdote for later on. You will always talk about it, and everybody will smile about it. Okay?
Yes. When you're talking, my mind is going different people that I supported. And this one comes into mind now. This daughter, there were 4 adult children, and she was the only daughter and the youngest. We would talk a lot of the times because I was supporting her mom. And I could tell when we were talking, when we were having conversations, that she felt unappreciated by the family, because she was the main caregiver. So more like, I've put my life on hold, and yet my family doesn't seem to recognize that, or they don't see that I only live for our mother. I want you to tell us, how can families and friends better support the main caregivers to feel appreciated, to be seen?
To be seen, listen, yeah. Maybe talk to the person first, and then to take over something, whatever it is, yeah. That's so different from the situation, so that's a little bit difficult to say in general. But just to offer your help, offer it. Very often we don't express things. That's one of the big problems, yeah. So we think we are there, but we never said it. Okay, so our present doesn't mean that this is an offer, yeah. No, we have to say, can I help you? What can I take? What do you need at the moment? Yeah, or I will babysit him now for 2 hours. Go out. I will work there. All the topics which we touched before, yeah, that can be considered by a friend, by a family member as well. Okay, you know about self-care. You know about that. So accept the boundaries of the caring person. Yeah, maybe have a look how that person can apply self-care to him or herself. That is just the issues where you just have to turn it around. These are all the things you can have a look in it. When you say that, what is, I think is always very funny is, so let's say a family is coming together once a year, and whoever the caregiver is complaining the whole year how difficult is this. Okay, so here comes the family, yeah, and Suddenly you have another sufferer there. He's doing completely different. He or she is doing like nothing happened in the past. And understandable, the family said, what the heck are you talking about? This can't be that difficult. The only answer you have in such a case is live 3 days with us, then you will know what I'm talking about. But just for 2 or 3 hours, I experienced it several times. They were completely normal. So you think, no, I don't believe that.
I know what you're talking about because I mentioned this thing last time when I was talking to one of my guests. In dementia, we call it show timing, where they behave better when there are visitors. And then when the visitors leave, they behave.
Exactly.
So, which drives me to this point where this one lady shared in the group that I'm in, support group that I'm in, that she's the main caregiver as well. And the family is coming over to hers. So she said she just dread that they'll be there because sometimes offering unsolicited advice, you should do this to mom, you should do this for my dad, because you just came here for 2 hours and you'll be going back. How can they navigate this tricky family dynamic?
Dynamics, yeah.
Yeah.
So one issue will be expectation when they say you should do that, mom needs that, or whatever it is. So reset these expectations first for yourself when you hear them. Don't answer immediately to them. Yeah. So just have, is it adequate or not? Simplify the whole day, the whole weekend. Don't make it too complicated so that you have additional energy, so that you can go on. I have always advised, be careful with alcohol and caffeine, low amounts only. Avoid topics where where they can create a conflict. Such a topic is politics, for example, yeah, can easily go out of control. Yes, so.
And religion.
I would not talk about that, yeah. Let's say when the sufferer there is, so the person who has the dementia during that time, I will not talk about the future. Don't make any plans when he or she is there. He cannot follow. He lives more in the past than in the future. And that is already a very critical topic for a family. Yeah. When you say, oh, what's the plan? Yeah. So how can we do if this and that happens? That should be maybe not happen during the holidays. Then I think you should maybe plan an escape room, like an escape route. Yeah. So let's say the thing is getting out of control. Then I would say, okay, go for a walk. Just go for a walk for 10 minutes. Yeah. Get some fresh air. Get out of the situation. Give them something to drink, whatever. Yeah. You're very pleasant, but you go out so that you are calming down again. Yeah. That you are calm and don't get this situation more steered up. You get a feeling normally, a fingertip feeling. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If the situation is getting out of control. Yeah. Then, we do something else. We listen to some calm music. We will not discuss it now. Like I said before, then you make the choice, I'm not feeling comfortable with that conversation at the moment, but I know that we have to discuss this situation, but maybe in 2 weeks. That would be much more appropriate. And now we look at a nice movie or we listen to music, whatever it is. Again, give a suggestion of a solution where the other can respond to.
Yes. And again, don't offer unsolicited advice. Can you imagine, Dr. Wolfgang, when I'm tired, I've been doing this for the whole year, and you just came in for the holidays and you tell me how to bath mom or how to assist mom with feeding? Come on, I've been doing this.
Yeah, then you say exactly what it is. You say you do that for the whole year already. You have a routine, which is very important. And you would appreciate if nobody's interfering with these daily routines at the moment.
That's correct. That is very, very correct. There's somewhere, again, where I've seen in your book, where I've seen you talking about hot compassion and steady compassion. Yeah. What is that in the context of long-term caregiving and in the context of the holidays?
Yeah, well, it applies to everything in life, to be honest. It's even in sport. It's when you learn playing an instrument. It's maybe easier to understand it there. Let's say you get a guitar for Christmas and you want to learn the guitar. In hot compassion, you will sit there for hours, and playing that guitar, or you're doing sports and you do nothing else, you're burning for it, so your fingers are hurting, I don't know, so you burn for it. It's like a light which is like exploding. The price is it will only flicker for a short moment, and then it will go down again. So when you learn playing an instrument, when you go to school, it's considered to go over a long period of time. And you can't do that with hot compassion, because then with hot compassion, burnout is waiting for you. It's already at the horizon. With a cold compassion, there you shine steadily. You have an energy so that you can take care in the same way day by day without getting exhausted. Sounds funny, but that is how you learn an instrument, You should do it day by day, not for 8 hours. Nobody can do that, but maybe for half an hour. I'm with the instrument at the moment, So.
Okay.
Or in sport, you cannot run every time a world record. It's impossible, So when you're training, you push a little bit, you pull back, That is what I call steady compassion. That has a lot to do with that we should try to simplify our routines. So have everything to hand, whatever you're doing. Like if it's washing, mom, have the soap, have everything, the towel in the bathroom. And don't run forwards and backwards, pulling it all together. Remove distractions. We are sometimes doing too much multitasking. Concentrate on what you're doing, concentrate on the person, and do nothing else. That is called compassion. So you just do that for a period of time. Reduce your expectations. You can make mistakes. You will make mistakes. I will make mistakes. It's not a failure, because we learn by our mistakes. Because when we take them responsible, then we will be better the next time. In school, we all learned by our mistakes. It's a part of our life. You have to decide what is important to you. That you have maybe to do for yourself. So you decide where to shine. You cannot shine everywhere. So what's important? That is what I call steady compassion, cold compassion. In opposite to the hot compassion, where you're burning, you know nothing anymore, only that one thing, whatever it is. If it's sports, if it's caregiving, So it's like you're sacrificing yourself, when you're not looking to the right or to the left. We are not made for that.
Okay. My mind is going back to the lady that I talked about, the one that I said she left her job to care for mom full time. I'm thinking, was that hot compassion? The mom was given a prognosis of 3 years, but this lady then acted immediately like, okay, let me leave my job and go and care for my mom. So I'm thinking, is that hot compassion?
No.
It's not steady
she decided very well what is important for her. And she decided that the care for the mother is the most important thing in her life. And now comes the important step. She quit her job. Most people don't do that. So, no, this lady is a perfect example for steady compassion. She's aware of that whole situation. She says, okay, she just starts with the last thing what I said. She starts with the thought, I decide what's important to me. And now I simplify my life. So, no, I can't work and look after my mom at the same time. I think possibly both jobs I will not do properly. So, no, she's exactly doing what I said.
Okay. All right. Okay, Donna, you doing well. Because I asked her, like, what would you say? What advice would she give to other caregivers? And she said, no, she wouldn't advise them to do what she did. She would ask them to do it on a part-time basis. That is with hindsight, obviously.
That differs from person to person. That differs from person to person.
Yes.
I would never say every long-term giver has to give up his job. No. I never said that. It was just that example, what you just said. So
yes, that's correct. It's person to person. Yes. And I think we're coming towards the end. Is there anything that you would like our listeners to know that I did not ask you, that you think will benefit our listeners?
I think we made a very nice conversation. Maybe I want to say that the Unexpected Marathon is a series of books which will happen. We are just mainly talking here at the moment about the first book. So when you get everything in place and get organized, maybe just want to mention that there are 3 other books coming. The next book will be about, after you found your routine, how will that caregiving change you personally? How you can use that for your growth? Because like I said, that will be not a week, that will be not 2 weeks. It's maybe 19 years, like in your example, yeah? So maybe you have to think about that. You want to develop your personality as well during that time. So that will be the content of the second book. In the third book, we all know that this long-term caregiving most likely will find an end at some point with the death of the person. So there, the next emotional hurricane is just waiting for you. Yeah, and you maybe need here some advice how to go through this difficult time. And the fourth book will be then, after you have done your grief and all that, yeah, we are all over that. I say always, it's like a pearl on a necklace. We have different episodes in our life, parts. One is finished, and the next one has to start. And we don't know really how to put them together. It's like you have just some pearls in your head and you want to make a chain of it. How to deal with these moments between such episodes when you return to your normal life, to let go on one side and to start something new on the other side.
Thinking, because this lady that I was talking to you about, the only daughter who was the main caregiver, I asked her, because I invited her on the podcast as well, and she said she is lost.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that she dedicated her life on for close to 10 years was caring for her mom. She doesn't have a personal identity.
Yeah, there are all kinds of feelings going to come. Yeah, like disorientation, where I'm going from here. My mom's gone. Yeah, or you feel vulnerable. You can feel lost. Yeah, but you have the chance to reflection and to change something.
Yes, and we need assistance from people such as yourselves to take this information to the people, to know, so that when she picks it up and she reads it, she knows that there is life after caregiving.
Exactly. There will be a life afterwards that as well. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. I enjoyed the conversation with you.
As we come to the end of the episode, is there anything else that you would like to share with our listeners, Dr. Wolfgang?
Yeah, I have. So, because I have a little gift, a little present here for your listeners, because hopefully you listened to the whole episode. That book, what we are just talking about, the Holiday Survival Guide for Caregivers, you can get for a limited time for free. You have to go on my website, Wolfgang Spangernberger, without space, .com/sanity. There is a button where you can put it. And I think it will be for 2 weeks. You can download the book for free.
Okay. And I'll put that website as well on the show notes. All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, our dear listeners, for tuning into this episode. If you enjoyed our conversation with Dr. Wolfgang, I'm not going to say the same. You will correct it for me. Or if you're passionate about dementia care, please consider leaving a review and sharing this episode with someone who might benefit from it. Your support helps us reach more and more people and raise awareness about dementia-related issues. From all of us at the Dementia Caregivers Corner Podcast, that's a wrap for 2025. We'd like to wish you a happy holiday season. Stay safe and come back in 2026 feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. And remember, long-term caregiving is a marathon, not a sprint, just like the good doctor has said. Until next time, take care and bye for now. Ta-da!
Dementia Care. How deep is your love?